Double bind.
Double bind.
Double bind.
Double bind.
Double bind.
Christina, you had an issue that you wanted to talk about briefly. Can we touch on that in terms of white tragedy?
Oh, yes. So I wanted to speak about white tragedy, and I think it'll really correlate with our next topic. I just noticed how a white demographic empathizes with tragedy and chaos when it happens to their own people. You know, like school shootings, things of that sort, things that really happen in like white spaces and areas. And then when we turn around and we talk about Black tragedy and what plagues our community, like gun violence, it turns around, well, oh, y'all could do better. You don't have anything against you. Why are y'all picking up guns if you can't handle them? So there's always a different tone when there's a different skin tone. And for me, it just speaks a lot of hypocrisy.
Vicky, do you have any strong feelings on it?
I do agree with that. And it's even in the subliminal messages and the way that speech is directed towards our community with Black on Black crime. You don't hear white on white crime. You don't hear other races. You don't really hear that, except in the Black community. They always make exceptions for us.
No, she's right. Yeah, there's always some sort of justification for that, for them.
Boogs, real quick. So I'm glad we're touching on this because Canada, obviously right next door to the US. I was going to say, for example, you know how that narrative of Black on Black crime, that is something that is constantly spewed here in American media. We do understand that racism exists, but in terms of the level, the veracity of the way it's spun in the media here, is it similar in Canada or a little bit less?
It's not similar. It's the same.
So you hear the Black on Black crime narratives?
I hear the same narrative is perpetuated throughout the media here too. And so, for example, if there's a shooting and it's a Black guy that is the shooter, the media will put his picture up on national television and it would be a picture of him committing a crime, right? Because they'll go into his history and they'll pull up his mugshot, for example. If it's a white kid and the white kid committed a crime, it's a picture of his graduation or with his family.
You know, white people, I will say, it's statistically a fact that white people make up the largest amount of domestic terrorists in the US. But you don't hear about terrorism from white people. You don't hear about terrorism in America unless they're melanated. I don't know if you guys have seen that meme of this episode of Family Guy where he's carrying a bomb. Where what kind of incident is this based on skin tone? It portrays America to a T. Everything's, it's an accident.
Oops.
If you lack melanin. Then when you Black or if you have some melanated skin, oh my God, this was an intentional act. Oh my God, they deserve to go to jail for the rest of their lives. And it's just on and on and on. White people love to say criminals deserve to go to jail. And then when a white person commits a crime, oh my God, that doesn't define them. They made a mistake. It was an accident. Yes, there's always some kind of sympathy. There's always some kind of answer as to why they deserve another chance. We don't get chances. With what's happened at the Capitol, everyone wants to talk about this isn't America, this isn't us, we're better than this. And I'm just like, show me the proof. Where are the receipts? Because when we go through these history books, all I see is white terrorism. All I see is colonization and thefts. All I see is this heroic tale and this heroism and this amazing story of how this white guy is terrorizing people of color.
The damn patriots.
Yeah. Patriotism.
Yeah.
It's patriotism when white folks are violent. And then it's Black on Black crime when Black people have issues. And Black on Black crime isn't real. It's nothing but an antidote used to poison Black communities into hating each other and to hating themselves, and then being a victim who's willing to accept blame.
Let me throw this bone in here. So, excuse me. It's been scientifically proven cognitive dissonance is real. And it occurs in every group, every human being, because the way it works, cognitive dissonance in a simplified explanation would be someone essentially not being able to receive information from another person or another entity because they do not see that person as equal to them, or they do not see them as the same kind. So in some ways, can we really blame white people if they're not moved when the violence is occurring in our neighborhoods or within our schools and our spaces?
I would say that they will find the worst picture they can for Black people in order to change the view
change
of
the
them
narrative,
and to change the perspective,
or to solidify their narrative, rather.
Right.
But they don't see us as equal. They don't see us as the same. So in some ways, I can't really be mad at them simply because it's like, okay, they're not seeing us on the same level of humanity. So it never occurs to them to be moved when a shooting happens in a Black
There was this
neighborhood.
article, and it was about this Black man, and he saved like this white chick from a burning car. And then in a news article, they said ex-convict saves white woman from burning car. And I'm just like, how do you save somebody's life and then be referred to as ex-convict when you have a name? The news and the media play a big part. We all know that the media is in on our Holocaust and damaging our reputation. Even when there's an instance of a Black person doing well, they always have to say Black teen, Black mom, Black father, Black man, Black this. And it's just like, why can I not just be referred to as a human being and a woman and a man? And you always know when a story is about a certain demographic because they always put in the race or the ethnicity first before they identify them as a human being.
I think they understand it. I think they just don't care. They get it. They just don't care.
Interesting. And we could go on for hours about that, but we'll move on to the next topic. Yeah. So one of my favorite artists, Jazmine Sullivan, has just released a new album. And so, Snead, I know you love her as much as I love her, but we don't love this new music and new image. And I'm going to let you lead with that. So go ahead, Snead.
Oh, here we go. And I feel like I've been attacked more times than I would like to acknowledge about Heaux Tales. And I'm just like, I love Jazmine. I'm not saying that she is a bad singer. I'm not saying she's not having any talent. I'm just a little confused at the direction that this particular project has gone into. I like the overall theme of empowering women by embracing their sexuality. I really do like that. But the content of this, it's just like, huh? Who really thought that this was a good idea? Oh, this is it. This is the sound that we're looking for. This is the image, the new Jazmine Sullivan image that we want to push out into the world. Like, I just feel like she let us down. I really do. Artistically, musically, whatever. I'm not feeling it.
Christina and Vicky, have either of you seen the artwork for her new album?
No, but I have not seen it, but my question is, what about female sexuality makes you uncomfortable?
No, it's not doesn't that it makes me uncomfortable.
No.
I think it may be a generational thing also, because let me just put it all in context for you. So Jazmine Sullivan just released the new album. She is noted for her voice and her technical skills. Like Jazmine essentially has to be the the guide to vocalization.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I feel has dropped the bar low to imitate the more or less contemporary R&B singers today. And I don't mean like adult contemporary, but contemporary in the general sense of the word.
Do you mean that image-wise?
Image and musically. So I was going to get to that. So on the cover of the album, well, technically she calls it an EP, but this, I know I'm going to sound like an old Gramps here, but I'm a little upset that Jazmine Sullivan, she's lost a lot of weight. And so now she has this see-through, clear, and here we go again, Christina, with the whole sheer shorts and like this high-rise bikini bottom underneath it. And I don't know Jazmine to be that type of artist. So that pissed me off. You know what I mean? And then the music, she's talking about sit on a dick and pussy this, pussy that. Like, come on.
Yeah, like I was really confused.
So, okay, so is this like her new, so she hasn't made music like this before?
Never.
But here's the thing.
It's like a drastic change.
She has had sexual songs, but it's the lyrical content that matters.
Slick,
like her
much more smarter.
is a little bit more creative.
Yeah. Okay.
This was like raunchy. Like, wow.
What's her name? So it's more Summer Walker and Saweetie and name all them other chicks with the. Yeah,
Okay.
All them
is it
sister
more
clones.
like so?
All
so
them
when you
sister
say Summer
clones.
Walker, I think of kind of more something that does have sexual content, but I don't really necessarily think raunchy.
I consider Summer raunchy, but again, it's a generational thing because she's your contemporary. So I think for you, it may seem regular, but for me,
okay, because I'm like Ari Lennox.
Yeah, I'm Ari Lennox.
Like,
so
and I'm team Ari Lennox as well.
Day.
Okay. So she's an in between.
Jazmine was never in between.
Jazmine was never in between any of that.
She's closer to Ari than she is to Summer.
Okay, then I can understand. I don't see what's wrong with it because I love Ari Lennox, but she be hella freaky in the song.
Yeah, but she does it in a slick, smart way.
Okay,
Boogs, I'm sorry to say what you're saying.
Yeah. She does it in a more sensual way.
So hold on one second. Can I just jump in? Can I just jump in for a second? Because I'm hearing, based on what you're saying, and I'm scratching my hair because I have so much. What I'm hearing from you is that women can't grow. They can't change and evolve into something else than they were before. So this box that Jazmine launched her career in 2007.
Why does it have to be a box?
No, but I was saying she came out in a way, and you're saying now that she's changed and you don't like the change, and that's not who she is.
Correct.
So essentially you're saying she can't evolve.
I'm not saying she can't.
So have you not evolved?
I think she's devolved.
Have we all on this podcast not evolved sexually?
So you think she hasn't evolved for the better?
I think correct. Vicky, you've been quiet the whole time. How do you feel about women representing themselves?
I didn't want to interrupt anybody, but I promise you, I've been trying to find a way to jump in, and I've been hearing about it, and also I haven't had a chance to listen to the album yet. Excuse me, the EP. But I have wanted to listen to it, and I'm probably going to sit down and listen to everything today. I actually did hear that she dropped her new album, and I really want to go listen to it. And I've also listened to feedback from other people who listened to the album already. And I've actually heard good feedback from it. And I heard that not all the songs are that great, but I have heard overall good feedback on it. I'm not necessarily a Jazmine Sullivan listener. I do want to listen to this album because I have been hearing about it, and I did hear that she's been more sexual on it, and that's probably because of a few different factors. Her weight loss, and maybe she's just embracing more of herself and her sexuality as it comes down to her weight. Society, they try to tell you what you should wear, how you should wear it when you're a certain weight. And with the weight loss, she's probably just feeling herself and wants to try something new with her music, and she's just developing herself as an artist as well as through her mind and body. So I think it also has to do with that. And then honestly, it's probably her label also pushing her to do more explicit
to keep up with
content
the other girls.
Now that she's quote unquote more society is more acceptive of her and her body.
So can I ask you, why do you keep comparing her to other girls? When you say like she's trying to keep up with other women, why is that your kind of first thought?
Because if you look at the market right now and the saturation of the market with the girls, very raunchy, sexually charged lyrical content. 10 years ago when Jazmine launched, she wasn't singing pussy. Now Summer Walker is out here singing a pussy. Jazmine is now singing pussy too. So that's why I'm saying.
But it also comes down to the evolution of what.
Yeah, that's
what's
what I'm
popular.
saying. Maybe she's conforming to what's popular now by singing about pussy.
You know what? I think it boils down to a generational thing. I'm not offended because I have my raunchy sides, my raunchy moments too. But I there are people
that speaks to the bigger degradation of R&B music, and for R&B heads like myself and Snead, like.
But why is it degrading?
That's a good question. Why is it degrading, especially when like?
All right, you know what? So this sounds like we gonna be on this platform from.
But like, so can I give you guys like an example? So like Trina, Little Kim, them, they had some hella raunchy, hella like out there. Yeah, but when you think about like R&B today,
they were rappers though, not R&B singers.
Yeah, R&B and rap, they correlate in a lot of they meet in the middle in a lot of instances of music. So like I think in this instance we can merge the two because we're all talking about women and their sexuality within their music. I feel like a lot of times younger people get this rap of being hypersexual when our parents were listening to the same kind of music, not even necessarily the same kind of music, the same kind of words and lyrics, just presented in a different form. So I just feel like the sexual content is still there. The raunchiness is still there.
But these days, R&B singers and rappers all sound the same. Yeah, it's almost the same. Heavy hip hop influence. And I think it's being presented more explicitly and more in a more vulgar manner. And don't get me wrong. Like, for example, Janet, when she came out with that album that was like 9 times platinum, I forgot what it's called. I think it's the Janet album with her and her Janet album. Yeah. Like she was saying, she was talking about getting. I'll leave it up, and that was kind of shocking in its own way. But I think my personal issue with the R&B music today, or even just Black popular music, because even hip hop is the same way. On a bigger scale, I feel like we've moved from actually being smart about our lyrics, and being able to kind of creative, and creative, but being more creative in the way we present our music, to now just being this openly vulgar, simplified, almost dumbed down version of ourselves and what we're capable of.
Well, I mean, I get that, but then when people, especially women, make conscious music, they don't blow up. Like, have you guys heard of Rhapsody? She's an amazing
Rhapsody. Yeah.
Rhapsody, so she's like an amazing artist, and I love her. And she talks about really conscious issues, and she's very inspiring, and she's very just issues that are not sexual, but her following is different.
Why are they not? So that begs the question: why are they not blowing up? Is it the machine that's behind her, or is it the audience?
Because that's not what people want to listen to. And not necessarily that people don't want to listen to it.
Well, you have to ask the people. Well, I think, don't quote me, but I think she's an independent artist. But you also have to ask yourself, as someone who listens to music, and you have to ask people who aren't necessarily the industry, why they aren't blowing her up.
Mm-hmm. The audience, yes.
Yeah, so like, why is the audience not targeting her? If they know of her, know the kind of music she makes, then why is she not on the scale of Summer Walker? Why is she not on the scale of these other artists who make sexually explicit music?
Vicky, you had said something.
Oh no, I forgot. It's okay. But I was just saying that it's not with the content that's being, well, I won't speak for everyone, but you do nowadays with my generation see a lot of more sexually explicit content, and not necessarily that people don't want to hear the conscious rap or the conscious R&B, but I feel like as our generation is growing and we're getting more independent, our female generation just wants to be a bit more outspoken about ourselves and our bodies and our pleasures. And men rap about it all the time. Men sing about it all the time. But why do they get to I feel like it's why do they get to represent us and we can't represent ourselves in music?
I totally agree with Victoria. Like, when you think of male rap, they are always talking about pussy. They are always talking about shoving some dick somewhere. They're always just talking about women and women's bodies. But then, and they're always talking about how they've derived pleasure from women, and never speak on how they pleased a woman. Period.
Fundamentally, I think this is where we're going, because our generation versus your generation, and Jazmine overarched both, and she sits in between. So this is where this conversation is happening, and I think this is a pivotal part of the conversation, because Neil and I and Gene are saying we prefer the older Jazmine, and you're saying you prefer the newer Jazmine because she is embracing her body and the lyrics and sexualization of women. She's taking ownership of that, and I think that's the bridge.
All I can say is that, and what I've observed from my own generation, like if I wanted to speak on somebody, I'd say Mulatto. I'd say she's more in my generation. And I've kind of been in and out of her career as she's been coming along. And she kind of got more popular as she started rapping more sexually. And it just comes down to what the media is presenting you and what you just want to hear, I think. And maybe she's just trying to cater to a younger audience, as well as develop her music and even just try something new.
Well, I'm glad that you said that, Vicky. So we're gonna have you lead out with this. We wanted to talk about weddings, and you and I discussed briefly prior to recording. This issue of a wedding ring and the cost of a wedding ring and how it pertains to your relationship and how it's representative of maybe your love. So, what's your take on a man spending a certain amount for a ring for a woman? Like, are you the type of woman that would not accept, for example, Christina agrees a wooden ring, she wouldn't mind that. Would you not accept that from a potential husband?
I think it all comes down to the relationship that you have with your partner and the understanding of your feelings about it, because it's not about the ring. It's about your relationship. But I feel as if you know your counterpart and you know what they like and you know how they like to present themselves, if they're modest, if they're outgoing, if they're outspoken, and they like to show that in their clothing or their jewelry. And a wedding ring is something you have to wear every day. And of course, there, like you said earlier, there can be a compromise, but I feel like you should also be catering to your partner. And even with women, with men, when they get their rings, I feel like just a gold ring is a little too plain for myself only personally. And these are also personal opinions, because personally, I would not accept a wooden ring as my engagement ring, because my partner should know I'm going to look at him crazy if he bends down on one knee and presents me with a wooden circle.
What if it's something like exotic zebra wood?
I don't give a damn. Give me my diamond.
Boogs, so if your potential partner wanted to marry you, because I just heard Snead, he's like, he needs his diamond. What about you? Would you accept a non-gold or non-metallic, non-diamond laden type of ring, or what do you call it, gemstone laden ring? Would you accept something like a wooden ring, or what do you call that? Titanium, or some of those more new agey kind of materials? Would you accept that?
No, and he wouldn't be offering me anything but a ring.
What?
And he wouldn't be offering me. Yeah, he wouldn't be offering me any of the alternatives except for gold or diamonds, because he would already know who I am. and again, it's not a one size all. Wait, what? One shoe fits all. What?
One size fits all
approach, right? It's about the relationship and the connection that you have with that person that's evolved over time. They're going to know who you are. And if I'm with someone for 2 years and I've never spoken about a wooden ring, I've only spoken about gold or platinum or silver, and he pops up with a wooden ring, I'm going to be like, what are you doing? Like, it's a joke.
So any of our listeners who may be checking for Boogs, listen carefully. He's giving you some
Well, it's not even about listening carefully.
I agree with Vicky to an extent. So I definitely agree with her when she says that your counterpart needs to know you enough to know what you like. But I would accept a wooden ring, because for me, it's not about the ring, but it's really about the promise, the vow, the intention, and the action. For me, it's about the action. And now, would that be my only ring is the real question. No, it would not. Now, I would accept it. I'd love it. I'd wear it. And maybe, depending on where we are, a year, couple months, we're going to have to actually go ring shopping.
But that just goes for any type of gift. It ain't got to be a wedding ring. It could be any type of gift. How many times have you gotten gifts from people and you're like, really? Do you even know me at all? Like, it's not even about wedding gifts. Like, you should know your partner. I agree with everyone who said that you should know your partner, know their taste, and know what they like and what their personality reflects, and then base your gift purchasing on those elements. Like, if you come up to somebody with a wooden ring, I would look at you like you got 6 hands too. Like, what the did you just go out into the damn front yard and pull up a damn branch and turn this shit into a ring? What the hell is this?
Let me defend the new agey, metaphysically inclined people like myself who don't believe in the traditional gold and platinum and overpriced diamonds, which are not rare. I need you people to look up the De Beers, and I need y'all to look at what the De Beers did. So marketing, and I will give my Caucasian counterparts the utmost respect when it comes to marketing. being able to touch people in an emotional way can allow you to perpetuate and commodify anything. And so diamonds themselves, one, are not rare. Diamonds, you can find them almost everywhere in almost every continent. The De Beers De Beers company made sure that they had a huge marketing push to make men feel like this is part of what they need to, and make women feel like they need to have that. For me,
Say it
you
again,
can give
Neil.
me a goddamn, well, it won't be just any kind of wood though. I will say that. So no.
Oh no. You want to be choosy with the wood you get? You want to be choosy with the wood?
If anyone knows me, yeah, you're gonna look for birch. Nigga, what? Oh,
exactly.
No, you want to look for something like zebra wood. There's a lot of beautiful woods out there that are not common. They're actually really expensive too, and they're very durable. So for me, anyone knows me, they would know. Okay, I wouldn't mind a wooden ring, but it would have to be something unique.
You and Neil, we're right at it. We're right there.
I see you.
Well, you know what? All I'm gonna say is gold and diamonds shine a lot better in the sun than wood. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
But you about to put thought and energy into this $6,000 motherfucking ring, huh? Ladies and gentlemen, and on that note, Snead has closed this out. So comment, leave us some comments. Let us know if you're hashtag Team Diamonds, aka Vicky, Boogs, and of course Snead, or hashtag Team Zebrawood. That would be Christina and myself. Let us know which kind of ring you'd prefer. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to tune out this week. Of course, check us out next week when we'll have another episode up for you. And once again, thank you so much to Christina for joining us. Vicky, thank you for joining us for the first time. And then, of course, my co-hosts, Boogs and Snead, we are on our way out. Don't forget to subscribe.
Moving forward, brand new episodes will be available on Wednesdays.
Thank you for tuning in. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and now Clubhouse, as well as all major streaming platforms. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. And we'd love to hear from you, so leave us a comment.